Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome to the third episode of the User Hectic podcast. Today we have our first guest on, up-and-coming comedian Adam Byrne. This guy has done a few gigs with myself. This is actually a really hilarious episode. We'll talk about a few things. We'll talk about like a few stories from school, the strange habits of PTs, Ezra Miller's fucking head ass. We talk about some conspiracy theories. So, yep, should be an absolutely fucking hectic episode. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get fucking into it. Play the fucking intro, bro.
Anyways, Justin, what's happening?
Fuck all, bro. I'm fucking surviving here.
Just breathing, bro. Mate, I actually love your wee red lights. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like Red Room, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that murder stuff going on.
I know, it looks like someone should be standing up in a window back
Yeah.
there. So.
Do you know I also just noticed about Danny DeVito? Like, do you reckon, like, when he fucked his wife, jeez, God forgive me, he's like, he gets her to call her Daddy DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
And it's just like this 4'11" fucking fella.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate, do you ever see the scene in fucking It's Always Sunny whenever he's like in the fucking sofa at like this conference? Yeah. Oh, mate, it's fucking so good.
Do you guys, it's when they're like, do you guys want to say anything bad about Frank? And they're like, who's Frank?
Yeah, and he just comes out.
Whoa! See, there's a shot in that I love. When he's walking away, you can see his ball sack through his legs dangling a wee bit. So it's fucking hilarious. Just him walking past everyone like a wee penguin, and his fucking nuts is just hanging clean through his legs. Like,
mate, Danny, you know the way you go on them fuck me. You go on them Facebook loopholes where it's like you'll start off being like, Wayne Rooney's top 10 goals, and then you end up in like it's one of them like compilations where it's like, oh, never doubt the guy on his first day, and and Danny DeVito fell into it where it's like him, and it's like he's in some movie and he's a car salesman, and it's like sped up, and it fits well because his wee legs, and he's like, you know what I mean?
It's like Indian TikToks.
Yeah,
you know the fucking helicopter.
I love that song, man.
I fucking them TikTok videos annoy me. You always go down the wormhole and then end up with like on Indian TikTok. You ever been on Indian Netflix?
Mate, fun fact, now that you say that, there's a 3-hour Indian film on Netflix now, and my dad, because I was up with my mum and dad's, and they were watching it, and I was like, what's going on? They're like, it's a good movie. And do you know what it was? It was basically, now it sounds so familiar, right?
Right.
It was about the English coming over to India and stealing land and killing people.
Where have you heard that before? Anyway.
Yeah.
But no, that's what, and you just know that it's got all them fucking like shots in it, like like all the slow motion, like you know, all the Bollywood shots that are like fucking. Remember when we were sitting in a kebab place in Portdown one time, and there was like a fucking there was a big ass, it was like a 50-inch TV on the wall, and there was just like this Indian like movie playing, and he was like a superhero or something, and like it kept doing all the like fucking.
It's like the rip off of fucking Superman.
Yeah, he's fucking Vin Looper man, like. Anyway, I mean, he cut that out.
It's just Uberman.
Mate,
He's a fucking taxi driver.
Uberman, like.
Do you know what is literally the gates of hell? See a chicken shop, a Chinese, or just some takeaway place at like 2 a.m. Oh, mate, it's like, it's just mad. Like one of my mates, this is like my granny's dog walker's cat, one of them ones. Right. But like one of my mates, now we'll break this down, right? This fella, so he was a bouncer down in, where was it? Was it like Dundalk? It was Wicklow. It was Wicklow, right? Yeah. Just started partying in Belfast, right? Didn't drive, so we just get the bus up from Wicklow to Belfast like 4 times a week, and then he started like going with this girl and all blah blah blah.
Yeah. And
then he started living in my mate's house in the Holy Lands, and so he was obviously a wee bit not mad, but you know the way like
if you live in the Holy Lands, you're fucking.
I live in the border,
so anyway.
Yeah, like I am the Malone Road of like scum. Oh, do you know what I mean?
You're the dad scum. Like.
Yeah, quite literally, like, and so fucking what do you call it? What was I saying? Jesus Christ, my attention was terrible. My mate, yes, my mate. So he started like living in his house, but like he didn't have a bed. It was just, do you know that kind of like American movie where it's like, oh, that's bread. He just kind of crashes there. That was quite literally him, but he was from Wicklow, right? And he got banned from, you know, Guacamole across from Lavery's.
Yeah.
Mate, apparently he was like fucking steaming, and just like he was blocked, and he seen a bike, like a delivery bike, and he threw it out, and I was slapping him like, what are you doing driving a bike around here? And they kept being like, mate, I work here. Anyways, I hate culties. Conclusion. Yeah.
But Yeah, our mate Jack. Yeah, you will know him if you've listened to the podcast. He's usually
Is that
the guy
Sid
on-
from Toy Story?
Yeah. He does look like Sid from Toys. We've never made that connection. I've only ever noticed that he fucking. No, never mind. I'll say it to his face, fuck him.
That hot swap was nearly on camera.
I know, Jesus, you caught that. If I had I had to delete this whole podcast there.
All 4 hours of us just being horrible. It's like a burn book, but for like men.
I know, we were 15 seconds in it, and I said the most racist thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't know
Subscribe
if I'll
to
keep
the
it in.
Patreon though.
Oh yeah. Also, you'll get to see everyone's balls on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So that's, by the way, that's initiation into this. So.
Sweet, mate.
Yeah. You have
Sweet.
to rub your balls in Chico's camera lens while it's recording.
It's Chico time.
Yeah, it's like a thumbprint thing, like when you go
The more guests, the grosser it gets. Like,
when you go to like a police station and do the thumbprints, like they rub your.
Mate, I'm from Lisburn.
Oh yeah, you know what it is.
No, I don't.
All right. Well, basically they like take your thumbprint, roll it in ink, and they'll pull it on so that like your fingerprint in the system. We just do it with your balls. You get a big tray of ink.
that's what the cops do down here.
I didn't know they were chill like that.
But yeah, what the fuck were we talking about there? This is a bit of a tangent episode
It
already.
is.
We went
This
from
is-
Uberman to fucking
Uberman to fucking Holy
putting your
Lands.
balls on the camera lens.
Culties.
Holy
Yeah.
Lands Fever. Fucking pay with me, bro. Pay with me. That's what I was saying there. I want to do a spin off of Hot Ones do they do their show, and it's basically they do like a mini podcast type thing, and they just
wow,
get
yeah.
people to fucking eat hot wings on it and die of like fucking spice because everyone on it's usually white. But
That's how a lot of white people go, like spice.
facts, yeah, they get some like.
Spice nowadays.
I love spice. No, but- sorry.
I know. I was doing a solo episode the other day, and the first question on it, Chico, what's your favorite spicy food? And I was like, bro, you're setting me up for fucking failure there.
Mayonnaise.
He fucking hates mayonnaise.
I wouldn't throw mayonnaise at the cops if I was in a rat. I swear to God.
Like
like-
them hot ones, Justin will get to the end and it's like mayo. He's like, I need to go here.
I tell you what it is, sure, my ma's getting picked up here at school and I need to go get her.
I'd be up like, that's fucking hot, bro. What's that one? He was like, they haven't encoded in anything yet. That's just the wing. And I'm all, that's checking, mate. Yeah. But like, I want to do like, where hot ones do that. So like them guys, cold ones. Have you ever seen them?
Oh,
Like,
why, yeah,
Australian guys. They do their podcast where it's just basically they get blocked on it.
Yeah.
I want to do like Shane Todd's Tea with Me, but do
I thought you were going to say lukewarm.
lukewarm ones. Oh, but that's fucking. You just lie in bed and piss it while doing a podcast. But like I want to do like Shane Todd, but like instead of Tea with Me, it's Pee with Me, where everyone just pisses themselves. That's the second joke in a row there. It's piss. So.
Or you could just sell the gear, like.
Oh yeah, we could just do that as well.
Yeah, we're just all
We're
the
pushing Pee with Me.
Yeah, just in the toilet and we're all just like around the cubicles. Just sitting in them alone.
Yeah. The spoons ones. We've all got a wee cubicle to ourselves. What is it about spoons toilets?
Mate, they're so weird. They're like, Spoons is like the greatest place in the world because it's like, I'm going to get chicken goujons, chips, and a pint for like £6.
I know, literally.
But it's like, I'm going to go to these toilets and it's like, do you know where Mona Myrtle is in the Chamber of Secrets? It's class, but it's like, it takes you the whole length of like walking to like
I know.
fucking Africa to get there.
By the way, by the time you get to the fucking toilet, your piss is evaporated inside you. I swear to God. Like, but I was in it when we went around the other day. We were in Spoons last night actually, and I went to the toilet, and I just appreciated so much the fact that the cubicles are like pure fucking balls to wall. You know, like they're floor to ceiling. Like,
I nearly got stuck in one last night.
yeah,
Yeah.
how'd that happen?
It wouldn't the door wasn't open. I had the, do you know, like the hinge.
Forget there was a
where
lock on it.
you- No, I unlocked it. And I was like trying to get out. Nothing. I was almost
On the
like-
other end, the
I was
boxers
almost
going
shouting
like
for
that.
help because there's no signal. I was like, help. But I just pulled like, do you know, like the
Mate,
hanger.
Yeah,
on
if
the
I got,
door.
yeah, if
Pulled it
I,
up.
oh yeah, there's a wee fucking, they've got a coat hanger in it as well. They're thinking about people in spoons.
It was the weirdest thing ever because whenever I came out, a guy went in and I was like, watch that door.
I wouldn't. I'd have said nothing.
What's
I'd have
that
waited
door?
on him getting stuck as well.
Is that an abortion joke with a coat hanger?
Anyway.
Oh, no, you weren't meaning that.
No.
Anyways,
Mate,
what's your favourite pint? I love the ones with
Where's
the
your
foamy
favourite
tip.
abortion clinic?
Fetus.
A fetus of pints.
Oh, mate, see, because I've got a fucking choose life tattoo.
Right.
See, I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to be funny. But, like, see the amount of times people have been like, are you pro-life? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you have a choose life tattoo? And it's like, yeah, I just love train spotting and heroin. Do you know what I mean?
Black
It's-
tar.
Yeah, black tar heroin in my life. Yeah.
No, I'm very much like, I don't care enough about it. You know, it hasn't like came across my doorstep yet, so I'm like,
I don't think
Fucking-
it ever will.
And
You're wrong.
I'm a fucking Catholic as well. You know, we breed like rabbits. So like, the fact that I've made it to 22 so far and not had fucking 3 grandkids already is a miracle. Like, you know, so it's like every house in a fucking 100-meter radius from the street, there's like, you know, like a 15-year-old with 4 kids, which is like, Dad, where are you? Fucking, and they've got the house coat wrapped around them and all. They stand out in the middle of the street and they're like, "I got tired, so it is, isn't it?" And all. "Aye, fucking gypsies are back around it again with the bots and all, fuck's sake." You know, and they're, like, I don't know, COVID bots. I don't know.
Do you know what makes it even more funnier? The dad's probably literally just like graduated uni as well.
Oh yeah.
And he's like 4 grandkids.
No, that's fucking Craigavon life, so it is. But yeah, I don't even know. Like the fucking even everything. I remember in school people having to drop out and shit because of, like, it's a good segue into one of our topics. But like in school people had to fucking drop out at like 14, 15 because they had like they were pregnant and stuff.
Do you know what our indication was in school? Girls wearing trousers. It was like, I mean, I'm not gonna say, but like, you know what I mean. I
You're
know.
just waiting on one slipping out like fucking Frank and It's Always Sunny. out of
Quite
the couch.
literally, like it was like my school, like in like fucking gaslighted you with Catholic guilt so much. It's like nobody's gonna know. You're just gonna wear trousers.
What school did you go to?
St. Pat's in Lisburn.
Oh right.
So it was honestly horrible. Like it was like my mum and dad went there.
Yeah.
The one like my RE teacher taught my man and dad, and he taught me GCSE religion, and he was the vice principal as well. So it was like, say you'd have him 5 periods a week.
Yeah.
He'd show up to one of them, and like say if there was a check, like say like schools are fucking mad. So it's like say if a child ever got bit, he'd be like, "Ah, sure, I'll see you later. All the best." And you're like, "Mate, I'm fucked as it is with my GCSEs. Like let me have this one."
We my form teacher in school, we seen him recently. Speaking of fucking spoons, my form teacher is the fucking, you know, supreme candidate for spoons.
Oh yeah.
He looks like he's built like he was built for spoons. Like every cunt, you know, Kevin Bridges has that joke where he's like, you know, he's talking to a taxi driver, and you know, he's just it's one of them cunts where they're just sitting ranty about like, you know, racism and like how they're, you know, they're real xenophobic and all, and he just enjoy your night, mate. You know, like, you just tap them on the shoulder and tell them to enjoy their night. That's like everyone in spoons. My form teacher was one of them cunts. Like he used to come in every Monday morning, hungover as fuck. He'd probably listen to this and be like, "I do." But he was like in his 60s and he'd come in on like a Monday morning. He was like, "What'd you get up to over the weekend, lads?" and all. He was that kind of teacher, you know, he'd walk in, like the whole class would be like rowdy and all first thing on like a Monday morning. He would have the fucking hat in the heads like this and he'd go, "What'd you fuck up?"
Mate.
Now you understand it.
Now I'm like, fuck, if I had walked into a classroom on Monday morning with a hangover, I'd know how mass shootings happen, but
Mate, what language did you do in school?
French and Irish.
Right. We did hear this, right? Swarm as leaf. Right. I'm only joking. But no, this is true. So I did Spanish, right? And my Spanish teacher wasn't Spanish. He was this fella from West Belfast, like, and he was. I can't speak Spanish. He didn't fucking teach us. He used to just was like. He used to tell stories of like him being in the troubles, and he was kind of he was in the thing, you know what I mean? And he'd show us. He'd be like, anyways, do you ever see what happened like in Syria? And all show us ISIS beheadings and stuff. And it's like, mate, I'm 14. Viva,
like,
come está, do you know what I mean?
on today's curriculum, he fucked.
and he was one of them like teachers where he obviously hated kids, so he'd be like fork and basket, you know, like trying to be funny, but it's like, I hate you so much. Yeah. And like I think now he works in a bar, and it's like, for fuck's sake.
He went from looking after fucking kids to looking after drunk adults,
quite literally,
which is even better.
Yeah.
At least you can kick the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
I mean the kids, not the adults. But yeah, no, our form teacher, like he was. It's a good thing you weren't on camera there. But he was a fucking nutcase. And I remember every year Christmas, everyone used to buy him like bottles of Buckfast.
Yeah.
And he would just be like so like emotional over it. Like he would get like 4 or 5 bottles of Buckfast, and he'd be like, "It's very kind of you, lads. It's very kind of you." And we'd be like, "You're a fucking scumbag." Like, but I loved him to bits. Like he used to let me like drop. Like I dropped out like half like the year before like 5th year I ended.
Yeah.
And I used to, my attendance was like 40% or something. It was fucking hectic. And he used to let me bunk a load of classes. He doesn't work there anymore. Fuck him. He's gonna get sacked. No, he's my fucking 83. Mate, that was fucking like 7
You're
years
gonna get
ago.
this man sacked.
From what? Man's retired. Man's living off fucking cocaine and hose, like. You know what I mean?
Chicken goose on some spoons.
Exactly.
Banging.
He was in there talking to that fucking crackhead. We always saying it. If you go into Spoons, there's always this one big fucking crackhead. Where's this big? I think he's homeless or something.
That was the loaded chips.
Yeah. Oh fuck. We went to get like food, and I was like, just give me a bowl of chips. And Liam went onto the app and was like, right, yeah, I ordered it there, and it came down with like fucking cheese and bacon and all on it, and I was like, man, I don't like cheese. And he turned around and he was like, oh mate, I thought that said a load of chips.
A load of chips. And I was
That's like a load of chips.
So
yeah, that's what they're gonna fucking name it.
I was sitting there with like 3 courses.
Fucking wings, goujons on fucking 12-inch pizza.
Unreal.
and
then
then a bowl of chips.
Straight across, we seen the teacher.
Yeah.
And then just before him was the wee homeless man, and he was just giving me the eyes.
He kept like, and he shouts over and he's like, ah! And we're like, what the fuck? And he turns around and he goes, there's salt there on that table you want? We were like, what the fuck?
I thought I was going to die that day. Like, I'm not even joking.
Man, he wears a fucking, like, we were there yesterday. He walked in, he came stood behind us in the smoking area. I was
I
like,
thought I was ordering again.
oh mate, I was bringing you out salt, but he just sits there and he just screams, and you're like, bro, there's always one fucking crackhead everywhere you go in Belfast. Like,
I think it's because it was too loud, the place.
yeah,
I was telling people to shut up.
yeah.
Mate, we had a spoons in Lisburn, right? And it was like, you're saying
God.
one crackhead, like all of them. It was like, do you know, like
Spoons is
Diagon
crackhead
Alley
central.
in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
It was like that if it was like a bar. Like, it was like, there'd be women as well. Do you know them kind of like, them dresses very like 2000s X Factor, where it's just kind of like the Union Jack but as a dress.
Yeah.
Mate, that was like their default skin in there. Like, it was, and you know, it got to the stage as well where you're like, you're sort of at that age where it's like, I remember you when you were young, and it's like, I don't know if you're trying to groom me or be nice here.
I used to change your nappy. They didn't. They fucking made that up. What age do you think you hit that then, where you start saying that to kids? Like, because what age does it stop being where you're like, you know, I'm 22 saying that to someone? Like, you know, I used to change your nappy. She's like, I'm 18.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
When you start posting on Facebook, like.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this before. Like, what's the cut off age before you become uncool on Facebook? When you get it, first of all, but like.
Oh, mate, when it's like, do you know what it is? It's like that whole, you try too hard to be funny, where it's like, you'll share something, but you'll put the caption as like something in the comments, it's like 4K likes. It's like, it's going to be a fucking knee slapper. And you're like, bro.
You didn't discover that joke, you fucking head case.
Quite literally, there's like 50 million Carlos Mancias on Facebook.
Well,
They're just stealing material.
That's what Facebook's all about.
Yeah.
But like, even someone we know, we were laughing at it yesterday. We were laughing at the fact that they like shared a post on Facebook and also saved the image and posted it on their Instagram story. And I was like, there's no call for that. There's no call for that amount of like fucking.
Do you know what the worst, mate? Do you ever see when someone uploads a post on Instagram and then they'll like put it on their story, but they'll put an emoji? It's like my post.
Oh yeah,
mate. Nobody wants to see you and your mates just like sort of cat it out at the Telegraph. Like, it's not like fucking.
That's
like
always some
OnlyFans. Yeah,
in the photo, like
me
fucking...
and Zabror. No, he's not. Is he though? Like,
spelled that way too.
Yeah.
Zebra.
the two goats, and you're like, he's fucking look like him. Fuck's sake. Yeah, no, it's always, and then it's the same like where like, and whenever one of them's like heavier, they always do that like pose where like they lean forward a wee bit as well. Like,
no, it's usually a close up.
Yeah,
like she's like directly at the camera, and then her good looking mates behind her.
Like if it's like a heavier girl, not a fat shamer or nothing, because I'm getting up there myself, but like the heavier girls always post them ones with the hands on their hips where they lean a wee bit forward like that, and you're like, what are you hiding under there? what's back there behind it?
Ready to fucking pop something out of their sleeve, like fuck me.
And you're Jesus Christ. And you're staring right down the fucking barrel of their cleavage as well. You can see out the other end of their dress, for fuck's sake. It's grim, like.
Mate, do you know what that's also like? Do you ever see cunts now? I need to stop saying that word. My mad and dad's gonna watch this, and they're not gonna do nam. Haha.
Mate, they came to your fucking first gig. I'll actually talk about that after as well. What were you saying?
Fuck, what was I saying? Oh yes, sorry. We'll get back because this needs to be spoken about. Do you know what I'm sick and tired of?
What?
I sound like such a negative Nancy, but I am.
This is what it's about.
Yeah, I hate life. I'm only joking.
Choose life, but I hate it.
Choose life, but maybe don't. It's a Sunday.
I seen something earlier. It was like, the world would be a better place without me. That's why I continue to live.
Yeah. And it's like people our age are like stick on the most ridiculous expensive clothes ever. It's like Moncler, Dolce & Gabbana shoes, fucking Stone Island jeans and this here. And it's like, but you look like shit.
Exactly. Not one piece of clothing goes with the other. It's like a fucking fuzzy jumper with like cord trousers.
Mate, do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember in like the early... I need to stop interrupting you. I'm sorry if I rude.
This is what it's all about.
Yeah. Do you remember in like the start of GTA Online that like Christmas, everybody got like 5 billion because of like the hackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
And
like 2015 or something.
Oh mate,
Yeah.
and then Lizard Squad.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Remember them? Jesus.
Yeah, that was a weird segue.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, people our age just like fucking putting on these just ridiculous stuff, and it's like, mate,
Yeah, we used to slag. You know, you get them like we fucking what's it? What are they called? Art hose. You know, like the fucking ones who are like the wee pick me girls that do like fucking fashion or art for like in uni, and you're like, good luck being broke the rest of your life.
quite
Like,
literally.
Shout
Yeah.
out my ex.
that's literally it. I was about to say, Liam used to go out with a girl who was.
She dressed nice when she was with me, and then when she was gone, like
because she was with normal people at that point. Every other
she was
time,
wearing my clothes.
literally, we used to slag her. We used to say she dressed like Adam Sandler because she wore like fucking baggy shorts, big baggy t-shirt, and like a snapback backwards. I was just waiting on her going like fucking woo, like fucking yeah.
Fuck's sake,
That was,
yeah.
that's funny. You were toxic as fuck to her as well, man.
You gotta be.
He has 2 disposable e-cigs. Of course, he's fucking toxic. Like,
He's
I
sitting there
forgot
with
the third.
he's sitting there with a fucking multi-pack of Crayola in front of him, like fucking all these E6 laid out in front of him. Swear to God. Yeah, there we go. It's all fucking. That's also out of focus now. Fuck's sake. Did it actually go out of focus? No, it's right. Yeah, what I was actually going to talk about there, I didn't write it down or anything, fuck's sake, but it was basically, I might have already said at the start of this podcast, but me and Adam are obviously 2 aspiring comedians. I don't want to say aspiring because we're fucking unreal at it.
nah.
I just hit that, yeah.
watch
That's
the
alright, up the fucking rail. We started relatively close together. I mean, you were
Yeah.
probably a month or 2 after me.
I only started in March. So
March?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, it was like fucking ages after
It
me.
was
Yeah.
about 6 months.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I started in October, and that's what I was going to say. My fucking first gig was, compared to what I'm doing now, like my first gig was like, you know, death material. Like, you know, I wasn't choosing life after that.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, and it was some funny jokes in it that, you know, people stole. But, well, saying everyone's taking shots. But, not the drinks, I tell you. But, yeah, like I started mine, it like fucking died in my hole. But then whenever I remember you came in, was yours the newcomers night as well, or did
No,
you
it
just
was
get a
some
random night?
random
Yeah.
night in Pav.
Yeah, so you did your first. We both did our first gigs in the pavilion. Obviously, Luke gave us our first
The
shot. Then.
absolute, I call him the Mr. Miyagi of comedy. Like,
He literally, he's the fucking unsung hero of
Yeah.
Northern Irish comedy. He's so underrated as well.
such a good guy.
I don't want to suck his dick too hard because
Yeah.
he's a wee saucy side to him.
Give
as
me a
well.
spot, please, at the Pav.
No, we're fighting for our lives here, man. But he gave us our first chances. Mine was at like the newcomer thing.
Yeah.
With Kieran Franco, shout out his wee podcast, our wee podcast. It's called. It's actually they're like their podcast is really good if you're listening to it. To see like an in-depth,
Breakdown.
yeah, like a breakdown of like open mic comedy.
Yeah.
You know, because they do talk a lot about what their experiences are like, and
Yeah,
obviously they're
absolutely.
getting flat out gigs as well. So, yeah, you should go over and listen a lot if you're getting the chance. That one's free, Kieran, Pete, and Sean. The next one will cost you a gig. But the like your first gig in the Pav, I remember I was just down to like watch and see what the crack is and beg Luke for a gig, and you came on and I was like, you were like all nervous and all, you were like fucking all jittery and like all like buzzing for it, and I was like, oh god, because it's always iffy whenever you're talking to like the newer comedians, because you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you're gonna fucking die in your hole or not, or if you get it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh fucking, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here and give you a tap in the back. You went up and you fucking did the best gig I've seen to date for like a first gig.
Oh man, thank you.
It was-
Cheers, man.
It actually like it fucking like it scared the fuck out of me, because I was like, I'm not good at this at all. Like I'm like, if that's his first gig, where's he going? Like, you know.
No, I appreciate it, but I just like, I it means a lot. Like, but I'm just like, nah.
I know what you mean. You don't
Yeah.
you want to stay humble about it as well. I'm not. The second someone gives me a compliment, I'm like, I am God.
Dick's peeking out
I-
the fucking out the cargoes. Like.
Is my fucking zipper down? Fucking get a good
Yep,
view.
stop watching that.
Zoom in. But you know, anytime I get a compliment, I turn and I go full Kanye West. Like, swear to God, someone. Remember the day we were walking? I did the first time I did the Sunflower.
Yeah.
I fucking murdered it. I felt unreal after that gig, because
It was good.
it was. I went up and did the same sort of thing where I was like, I don't really know about this material. It was all sort of new
Yeah.
and stuff, and I went up and just blew the room apart. And I felt class. Even Kieran Bartlett and all was like,
And then we started telling jokes.
One would say
Fucking
you blew the
Catholic.
roof off her.
I know. He's Darn still invoicing me for that roof. But Darn didn't even listen to my set either. So Darn was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, man, just don't wear a hat next time. And I was like, thanks, I just killed it, but thanks, Darren. But I love Darren as well. He's class.
Yeah, good
He's
lad,
fucking
good lad.
unreal MC as well. Like
Yeah.
he kills it every time he MCs. But yeah, I like came off and it was like Kieran Bartlett turned around to me and he was like, mate, that was fucking phenomenal. And I was like, you're like one of my like fucking heroes in comedy, and you just
Yeah.
complimented me, and I was like, you know what, that's me, guys. I belong in here. Like, you know, when the imposter syndrome leaves for 5
Oh
minutes.
yeah.
And I was like, this is great. Then went downstairs and we were coming back from the it was like the break,
Yeah.
and we were coming back from the smoking area, and there was these 3 wee girls were fucking all 10 out of 10s as well. Like they were all unbelievable looking wee girls. One of them like grabs my arm on the way past and goes, you were really funny. No, we really enjoyed that. We were still talking about it, and I was all, oh, thank you, love, thank you. And I walked away. Me and Liam went out the front. We were like, like, how did that happen? Like, you know, we got all excited about it, and I walked out all humble. I was like, thank you, that's just so nice and all. But the second I got around the corner, I went full like, you know, I'm the best to ever live.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
where's my Netflix documentary? You know, off a fucking 10-minute set.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
Where's the answer, Sway?
I know. How sweet. But we did the sunflower there. How long ago was that?
Start of June, was it?
Start of June, yeah.
Maybe the end of June.
I can't remember. It was
Fuck
it was
knows,
only
yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
as well. So
yeah.
we did and we both did really fucking well at that as well. I went
Yeah,
up
no,
with,
mate, you did, because you did that whole.
I opened at it, so
Yeah, and you, because I remember we were doing that whole thing. We were like sweating constantly, and you're freaking out, and like people try to talk to you, and you're like, and like you don't want to talk to nobody, but it's not in the rude way because it's like, this is either going to go well or like
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
never be able to do this again.
And I walked in with like no material either. I was like,
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck it, I have bullet points here that I've been thinking about, and that's it. I didn't like have any jokes written, so I was just like, we'll see where the fuck this goes. I'll just
Yeah.
kind of rely on my like comedic, like
Instincts.
like the timing of it, you know.
Yeah,
So I was just
yeah.
kind of like hoping for the best with that. But it actually like I only found out I was opening that night as well. Like whenever I like showed up and I looked at the like Darren like sent the set list in, I was like, oh, I'm opening then. Yeah, cool, okay. Fucking deal with this cold room then. And I ended up fucking doing really well, and I was really
you
happy with
smashed
it.
like,
Yeah, and then I remember being like, "Oh, fucking Adam's on." You were in the second half, weren't you?
yeah.
And I was like, "Shit, you've all that time to like sit and fucking worry about it going on and
Worst.
all." Yeah, it's deadly. Like sitting and being like, "Oh, you know, I fucking hate waiting to go up." You know, that's why whenever I did my last gig at the Pav there, I was second. I was literally the one before the headline,
Fuck.
and I was just a whole night sitting like this, rocking back and forth. Just, you know, like even invited all like a few of my friends, and that's another thing. Don't invite fucking friends. Don't invite friends if you like if you're trying like either new material or like, because that's the second time I've invited people to come see me and I died on my whole like I didn't die, but like it wasn't my best gig.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
didn't
I've
feel like it
I've
went
done
well,
better.
like,
Like
yeah.
like that one in the Sunflower a few weeks ago was fucking. It was probably the best gig I've done in a while,
Yeah.
and I fucking loved that. And it was just wild, like. But yeah, you went on after, and you fucking killed it as well. You like changed the joke before you went on as well. You were
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna change this. I remember you telling me about it.
I was freaking out.
Yeah, you were like shitting yourself about it. You were like, oh, I don't know about this, and then he goes, no, I'm gonna change this, and then you went up and did it, and you fucking killed it. And I was like,
Yeah.
so because Jordan was all, you coming out, and I was like, oh wait, Adam's set's over here, and I was waiting for you to come out so we could all
Yeah.
go down, and you like went up, and I was like waiting on that joke. I was like, I wonder how he's gonna change it here, and then you did it, and the fucking room laughed their head off, and I was like so happy for him, you know. I was like,
moral support, my bro.
exactly,
My bro.
his bra and all, fuck's sake, yeah. The 2 goats.
Zebra.
Zebra. Telegrapher was messy. Probably be back or not. Don't know if my bail conditions change. But anyways, yeah, no, comedy's so fun. Like,
Yeah, it's been a weird experience as well. I would like to be getting more gigs at the minute.
yeah,
But it's a big fucking market for it at the minute.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is-
with so
it is-
many new ones coming in. And,
yeah,
you know, and you also need to be turning up to gigs a lot to be
Absolutely,
getting
yeah,
gigs.
yeah.
So, and I've been like trying to do that, but it's just with work and shit. And then now
Yeah.
I've started this shit, so it's like I'm trying my best to like work
Yeah.
around all this. But the actual like, I don't even know. Like they're, but yeah, we're like, have you any gigs coming up?
yeah. So, I'm
Fucking-
doing that one on Friday.
Yeah. What? I don't even know what it is.
I'm a bit confused, but like,
Dude just texted us. This guy Lewis just texted us. He did his
Yeah.
first gig. Like, what was it? Were you there at his first gig?
yeah. He was good. He was a good lad. And he was saying he was wanting to do this thing, and I was like, oh, mate, listen, like obviously I have no experience or fuck all. Like I was like, do you know
Yeah.
what? Like, I'd be down to help you and everything. And he seems like a really, really nice guy. But yeah, he's really new to the scene.
Yeah, literally did his first gig and he went, you know what, I'm gonna run a gig. And I was like, you fucking hate gig. You know what? That's ambition.
Your
and if
balls are massive, mate.
If it goes well for him, or like, you know, if we do, like, because obviously I was just getting up the set list there, so I think there actually is. But I know that me, you, Kieran Franco.
Yeah, so there's me, you, Sean, Joel. I love. Do you have you ever met Joel?
I think I met him, but I didn't see his set.
He is literally like, he is the darkest horse in the world. So like Joe's like a shouts out to you, Joel. He's a qualified teacher and stuff. He was telling me, and like he's like proper like scientist, like, do you know what I mean? Like one of them dudes. And he was just talking about like the most darkest shit ever, and you're like, bro,
I love you.
Yeah.
Are you single?
Yeah.
So it's you. You're on first. You're opening.
Fuck.
Like, I'm on right after you. Doing 8 minutes. What a weird time to do. Fuck it, like whatever. But I'm on after you. Then Sean McAlevy's on after. Yeah. Also part of the RE podcast. Then Danny Kelly. He runs the BALACLAVA gig.
Oh, isn't that the thing? The one up in Derry? Yeah.
Yeah. And then Joe Cahill. Darren. I'm guessing that's Darren McCanney.
Was it? Yeah.
I'll just say Darren McCann.
He's also a comedian from Lisburn.
Yeah.
Big ups.
Yeah.
Big ups to City of Life.
He's a good lad as well. He was at that gig. I remember the first gig I did at the Sunflower, and he was raging that he had to go on after me. And I was he was like I'm raging, I had to follow you. Like, and I was like you fucking better be. He's a good lad though. Darren McGahey, I don't know who that is.
I think the Patricia McGahey. How the fuck's that? I don't know.
Do you know what I love? Whenever people like they go, oh, is that your bro? But it, like, they don't change the like first name.
Oh, mate.
They just like, you know, it's like say like, oh, you like Adam Quinn behind the camera and you're Adam Byrne. It'd be like, are you two brothers, fuck's sake? And it's like, there's like, that's wrong. That's completely inaccurate. Like, you know.
Do you know what it's also like as well? It's like, do you know the way in like primary school, there'd obviously be people from like different countries, and they'd be like, well, if this guy's from Poland and this also guy's from Poland, you know each other, and it's like, mate. It's a massive country. Like, it doesn't work like that.
I know. But it's the same thing. I was talking to someone from down south recently. I can't remember where the fuck it was. It might have been a bar or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, where are you from? And I was like, because obviously it's very vague to be like, oh, I'm from fucking Craigavon, because people would be like, where's that high? You know, you know, because they're gypsies. But he was like,
I don't know if that was a gypsy or a culture.
I was Jamaican. Wagwan General. But the guy was like, so he was like, where are you from? I was like, Belfast. Just, and he was like, oh, do you know fucking? I was like, many people's in Belfast. Like, you know, I was like, fuck off. Like, and that's the same thing. I was like, oh, do you know fucking Bono from U2? You know, he probably does. Everyone fucking knows him. I seen a video of him. He was just in some random pub in Dublin, like under like where the train goes over. It's like a bar under the bridge or something. And the guy from Versatile was just there with him. You know, the one that does like the kickboxing or something, or the Muay Thai or something.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The fellow with the hair.
Yeah. And narrows it down.
The broer.
Yeah.
Mate, I accidentally, I have two eyes. Yeah, my basics. What? Jesus Christ. My eyes, like, they're grand, but I went to the opticians. I have this weird thing. I don't, like, it's not anything freaky, but, like, do you know what's very relaxing for me? Get my eyes tested.
Weird.
Bit strange, but I'm like, obviously,
the most stressful thing known to man. He's like, you know what? I'm chill here.
I don't know what it is.
Once a week.
Yeah, I'm just like,
can't wait to get home from work. You gonna relax? I might hit the opticians later.
Sam Bird's hit me up. But yeah, so he was blah blah blah. He was like, your eyes are good, but like reading glasses and all that shit. I don't read. But I was like, okay, no worries. And he was like, we'll give you a tinted lens, mate.
Fucking Johnny Depp and
no, I looked like Bono. I had blue tinted glasses. I was so scunnered. I wore them for a day. I mean, I think I'm the only person in the world to ever get a refund from the opticians. I just went down. I was like, made no harm. Why are these tinted?
Being blind, I don't need it.
Yeah, funny enough, my eyes have been sweet since. Like, darting about like I was playing the bass guitar or something. Do you know what I mean? It was like, fucking
Stevie Wonder. Yeah. Like, you look like fucking Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath.
Did you ever see
missing
the video?
Fingers and all?
Did you ever see the video of like it's so fucked up. Like, they get Stevie Wonder at the halftime like NBA show trying to hit a basket, and he's like,
like fucking. He's throwing it like, you know, when you're in the office and you just try and hit the bin with a piece of paper, but you don't look. You know, like you crumple up a post-it, and you just. Fucking.
Do you think he does it like, and he misses, and he go me?
That hits different.
Like the helicopter.
Jeepers. Jeepers creepers.
Fucking Bobby Grant. Like, what's the. what have you ever heard of any of the theories that he's actually not blind?
Oh yeah, there was one, and apparently someone was in a lift with him, and he was like able to hit the elevator floor.
He was just in the lift with a girl, and she was like, he was like, what floor are you on? You know, the fucking wee head sway he does. That might not be him, that might be Ray Charles. But and she goes floor 3, and he just fucking hits it. I was like, bro, if he is blind and he just hit that for imagine he just goes, yeah, I'll get that for you. Boom. Misses. Fuck off.
10th floor.
He just goes all the buttons. He goes, let me know when you're getting half. Say when, love.
Do you reckon there's like some mad creator? I love that word. Creator.
I always feel like that's such a Lurgan word.
Oh, I know. I just love saying it.
We creator.
Creator. That's so into like, because you know where there's absolute reprobates where they're like, Marvel Universe is my life. Like I love
me.
Captain America. Yeah. Sorry. But like they're really into cosplay, and it's like, do you reckon there's ever been some fellas like, I love Daredevil so much, I'm gonna just like follow his origin story and just blind myself and like learn martial arts and also be a lawyer?
Recommend doing the martial arts first though.
Yeah, and getting your degree. It's like,
I might as well do fucking, you know,
because if you're doing it blind, you're fucked. Like you're just fighting the wall. Like
fucking MMA. Like, but I don't know.
Fighting like he's on MDMA.
Mate, how wild would it be to have like MMA league, like UFC, but it's like like blind UFC, like just have them. It's like when the people do them like
the pillow fights.
Yeah, the pillow fights with the blindfolds on, but they're just in the ring like. I'm fucking going to hell, holy shit. I'm getting off that topic.
There'd be no strikers, like you just run about trying to grab something.
I'll be a wild grappling.
Jesus Christ.
The ref's like, mate, give the wrong
both of them. Don't know if you're going to choke me out or I'm going to come.
Jesus Christ, yeah. You know, fuck it, I say we just send a load of fucking PTs into UFC. Just see how they do. You know where they all fucking work out and, you know, rip the hole out of their selves, literally. And you know the way they're like fucking... They build all this muscle up, you know, to look good and all, but like every single one of them moves like a fucking, like they're like walking through honey, you know, they're like, but yeah, so what's your take on PTs?
Right, before I say this, it's not that I hate them,
but
it's like, I knew I had to lose weight, right? And
Right.
some cunt on Instagram DM me being like, hey Adam, I am a personal trainer and I want you to get onto my program. It's like, bro,
Is he from fucking Sweden or?
I don't know. He was working in IKEA. But yeah, like I was like, he just started DMing me being like, I can get you like ripped in 12 weeks. And I obviously never replied. And I was like, you've just given me fucking bulimia and I've never met you. And it's like, why did it stop at 10,000 steps? Because your wee fucking Ben 10 watch was like, that's it. That's you done for the day, kid.
The biggest fucking... I feel like a PT is such a waste of time. They're fucking... Especially becoming a PT is more contagious than any fucking pandemic we've had in the last 2 years. Like, I swear to God, like, 1 minute, someone's like, oh, you know, I need a PT. And it's like, you don't. But anyway, they get a PT. And they, like, say they do like 2 months with that person. Then the next Instagram post they put up is, so anyway, to get your fucking calorie deficit, you know, like, and you're like, oh, mate... Not you too, like, you know, you're fucking, like, I've had a lot of friendships ruined over people becoming PTs, you know?
Mate, it's like a zombie film. It's like, you ever seen Shaun of the Dead when he doesn't know his mum's been bitten?
Yeah.
He's like, no!
guys like in the corner, like, fucking doing bicep curls.
Yeah, he's like,
and he like looks around and he goes, oh, we're gonna have to kill Phil.
It's like, do you ever see the TikTok sound? It's like, my scales are getting stronger.
Is that the, like, real fucking ripped guy, obviously, but, like...
Mate, the last time I went to the gym, I was like 16, 17. I mean, I was in like a proper gym because I was like, I can do this by myself. Look at me, I'm ripped
in half.
Yeah, quite literally. And there's always like a scary European dude in the shortest shorts with like an Arnold Schwarzenegger like kind of V-neck, like one of them.
Did you just say Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger or something?
That sounds like a sick rocket launcher.
That fucking hit you with a Schwarzenegger, like that's
Is that not what you call it?
That's what. I'm not saying it, but because the actual end of that word isn't to be said on a live podcast.
Oh, was that on
Follow the
purpose?
Patreon.
No,
I thought you were just trying to stay safe.
Why do I feel bad saying his name?
I know.
The man's name. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Fucking hell, I'm getting cancelled.
But anyways, yeah, like they're all just geared up, but they have the most squeakiest voice ever. Like my mate used to work with one. And
Anyway, bro, you want to hit the fucking? You know.
yeah, and
2 more curls.
yeah, and he'd be like, they'd be doing like some mad manual labor job, and he's like, "You need to get on the juice. You'll be massive like me." And he's like, "Bro, I love my sperm count the way it is. Like,
Exactly.
I want to have kids.
I don't need my fucking vocal range to hit that
Yeah.
octave, mate. You know.
Just turn like."
You like the calicy deficit? Fucking calicy.
I have not have carbs since 2003.
I also have not seen Love of Woman.
I miss her so much. Help me, please. I can't stop lifting.
My mother is gone.
Anyways, I can talk really deep, so that was just me putting it on. Like, I'm just, I'm actually getting in the voice acting.
I'd say I didn't know if he was joking or not there. So it's a fuck. No answer to that one.
Anyways,
the new fucking Moana movie featuring Adam Byrne. All right, bro. Was that fish really talking to you? All right.
mate, it's the worst. Do you know who started it? Now that you say Moana. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Do you remember? Fuck me. Whenever Facebook was at its peak, and it was like Sport Bible was like, "You will not believe what Dwayne The Rock Johnson eats in a day."
Oh yeah.
At 6 a.m. It's not he wakes up. He rises. He has 18 egg whites and 3 eggs of fucking newborn. And you're like, you've just inspired a bunch of fucking beans. Do you know what I mean? It's like, mate.
I know. And then they'll like whip out this big, like they'll show like a photo of what he had for breakfast, and it's like a fucking mountain of spaghetti, like fucking.
Mate, I live by myself. I can barely feed myself. You're wanting me to fucking cook 15 meals a day? Do you know what I made in HE in school? Fucking milkshakes. Do you know what I mean?
In our HE class, we never actually made anything because the budget was cut on us. So shout out less more, bro. If you ever want me to come back to do a fucking speech for you, so
They got us to pretend the food's there.
Big bowl of fuck all's getting me today.
Take a deep breath, you'll be alright. You're getting thoughts and prayers for today, fuck's sake.
It's like, oh, you're hungry? Go to bed.
Exactly. Get some deep sleep for a fucking meal, like.
Oh.
Yeah, but no, the fucking. I don't even know. Yeah, them whole like what The Rock eats in a day. It's still better than whatever fucking PTs make. Have you ever seen what a PT like what they'll make on like their fucking on their Instagram accounts? They're like, so today we made tortilla wraps with tuna and Nutella, and you're like. What? It's the most vile fucking thing. They're like, yeah, we mixed in mustard with my ice cream today. Low calorie ice cream as well, mate. There's only 6,000 calories per scoop. And you're like, scoop? I sound like fucking Andy Tate there. It's the 3rd episode in a row we've mentioned him. But
He's taking over. Like,
is he fucking taking over the internet? But yeah, no, he's not one of them cunts as well. Fucking eats that sort of shit. But no, he doesn't. He's like, I drink booze, I smoke cigars, and
sparkling
I fuck
water.
Yeah. See how bad he was talking. He was like, if you're drinking flat water, I don't want to like be with you. I only drink sparkling. And I was like, you're a pedo. Like, no, you definitely traffics women. Like,
allegedly.
Allegedly. And anyone to drink sparkling water, like bar Caitlin Bartlett, yeah. That's when he goes trans. Kieran Bartlett. Michelle Bartlett's his cousin. But the fucking meals PTs make, right? It's absolutely grim because they'll be putting like the worst things together at all. They're like, all right, so I dipped these green beans in fucking biscotti fucking spread here, and you're like, and then they rolled it in a tortilla wrap, and then I slapped my mate with it, and you know.
Mate, it's their justification. It's like, I know that you are probably thinking tuna and Nutella is not so nice, but this is getting my protein and my cheat day into
Exactly.
one. So that means I can eat more tortillas.
It's the fucking...
Mate, eat a fucking burger, bro.
How many people do we know that talk like that on the fucking... So today, like, we're going to be looking at deadlifts. And you're like, fucking hell, mate, you know, fucking Microsoft Sam over here.
Right, literally. And it's like...
Cortana, fuck's sake.
Mate, I need to chill out. It's like, I'm not a PT, I'm not going to be one.
Oh, yeah.
But still don't hate yous. But like, I
just despise yous.
Listen, I tell you what, if you were in my back garden, I'd fucking draw the blinds.
Or if you were playing out that backyard and I wouldn't look over the fence to see you.
My grandma used to say that, and it would be the nichest stuff ever. Like, we'd be watching like a fucking Cliftonville match. They'd be like, I tell you what, see if Joe Gormley was in Wallace Park, I wouldn't even go over to walk the fucking dog.
I know, there's the most Lurgan thing ever, that like literally just what I said there. My auntie's next door neighbour, she's a bit of a head case, so she is. Real fucking thoroughbred Lurgan woman, like. And with my mum and all, we're like talking about like, oh, Eminem's it was back around the time like Eminem was coming to play like Slain, and she turns around and goes, I'll tell you one thing. If Eminem was playing in that back square, I wouldn't look over the fucking fence to see him. You know, that's like, literally, it doesn't get any more lurking than that, you know.
Tremendous.
Except for when a PT makes his milkshake and he puts Buckfast in it, you know.
Do you ever see the TikToks? Like, fair fucks these lad marking yourself, but it's always the most soft-spoken voice. Like, you could do, like, there was a murder, 4 children.
Yeah.
Or,
Burger King foot lettuce.
Burger King foot lettuce. It's like you have broadcast voice, but for like
UTV radio. Fucking.
Yeah, it's like for Henry Churchill, like appreciation. Like they're just cosplaying as him. Except the racism
and the severe xenophobia.
Yeah,
but
here
anyway,
he saved them from the Nazis. You know? Fuck up.
It's the same thing as like fucking. No, I'm not getting into that. Anyway, I don't want any more cut out of this shit. Literally.
Yeah.
You know they're fucking. They're mental the way they speak as well. Like they all talk like they've got a fucking gun to their head and they're like. Reading out like you know when like someone's been like kidnapped and they're reading out like the cue cards,
The ransom.
yeah, and they're like, I love the PTs that you see, and they're like, they're reading out the bit, and you can clearly see they're reading something, you know. So they're like talking, they're like the camera's up here, and he goes, so today we are going to be looking at so bench press is going to. Yes, his bench press is you know you can clearly tell like they're looking down at something, and it's like the most fucking like illiterate cunt ever as well, you know.
Mate, do you know what my biggest pet peeve is? Do you know it's the day in my life? They said, so this is what they do, thinking like, oh, he must sleep with his Nick, or is that a Nixon? Is that a camera?
Oh, that's a Sony. Yeah.
A Sony. He'll sleep with his camera on. So like, whenever he rises for the first time, like that is him. It's like, no mate, what he's doing is he's setting up his phone, getting back into bed, getting out of bed. I just rose at 7 o'clock.
Mate, you were up at 6:15 setting that fucking camera up.
Quite literally, mate. Yeah. Fucking, it does my head on.
So today I take on my cod liver oil pills, and you just see some cunt biting into one, and you're like, you pedo bastard, like go to jail, like fucking someone kick his door in, like, you know what I mean? And they eat all these fucking like minerals and all. I had two. I take these like really strong multivitamins because I eat like a fucking child. So I have to like, you know, I'm like, if it's not chicken nuggets and beans, like I don't want it. Like, and I have to take like this really strong multivitamin. And I took 2 one day, and I was like, shit myself. Literally, it was like last week. I was texting to the group chat. I was like, basically, me going like die from this, or like if
I'm going to OD on fucking multivitamins.
Mate, it's funny you say that. So I'm also not with my dad's. My dad's alright, but I'm just like meh. Do you know what I mean? One day, this isn't me one-upping you, by the way. One day, not accidentally, I was like, I haven't took my vitamins in a load of days. I took 6 at once, mate. I'm like, I was like,
on it.
Yeah, and I was like,
I'll be so strong tomorrow.
Yeah. It's like, I now know why you don't need to take these at 6 at a time, because like, mate, I actually felt like I was gonna whitey. I felt like my stomach was on fire.
I know. I'd tell you one thing. I had wild diarrhea. I had like fucking, you know, like I was having, you know, solid diarrhea. Like it was, you know, it was like there was a texture to it that I had never been seen before. Like
shocking in your ass, like.
It was undiscovered textures to my whole. Like I swear to God, I heard fucking stealing this again. But where was it? I went to see like a live podcast or something. It was one of the general ones.
Yeah.
Rory Wood said "saute of the whole," and I near fucking died. I was like, "Oh, it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my entire life." And he said he had it at the Galgorm as well. I'm telling his fucking story for him. But again, underrated comedian. If you've never seen Rory Woods, we seen him one night in Lavery's. He was talking about like IKEA furniture and all, and fucking he's one of my like favorites from here. He's fucking phenomenal. I seen him whenever I went to the last Lavery's night there before it closed down for summer and renovations and stuff. And Rory Woods was on, and I was like, I am not good at this fucking thing. I'm not good at this job, like, because he went up there just effortlessly blew the roof out of the place, talking about lush workers and all.
Was that not at the live one?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he did.
The live one. He says he looks like the girl.
He looks like the guy from the wheelchair in Glee.
It's funny you say that about like you understand there's levels to it. Like my dad said this in the most like Irish dad way ever. He's like, son, this is like a trade. You have to serve your time, and I'm like,
exactly. Yeah.
Cheers, thank you.
Like
it actually
sense,
it does make sense,
yeah.
but it's like it's so simple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's like even like what I'm on my 7th gig, and it's like I cringe when people are like, you're a comedian. I'm like, I'm not.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. It's like I just did my it was probably like my 13th or 14th, maybe 15th. I don't know what the fuck it is, but and I'm still like the imposter syndrome riddles me with Catholic guilt. Like, you know, I'm like I can't enjoy myself at all. Like I have to like fucking just hate myself for this. You know, every time I come off stage, I'm like, if I could be better. It's good, but it could be better. You know, but like it just fucking. it does really get to you sometimes. Like sometimes I'll just be lying at night, like, and I'm like, am I really doing this? Like, am I really like thinking of it? Like every time I like try to go to bed before a gig, I'm like, I'm gonna die in my hole, and my fucking all them fucking constant less more were right. You know, like
Sad lo-fi songs come on.
yeah, I swear to God, like.
But it is really funny, like, and it isn't like obviously we're not fucking class. Do you know what I mean? It's like we are. Yeah, not yet, bro. But it's like obviously we're starting out and everything, and it's like people, you know, there's probably people being like, oh, he thinks he's funny. It's like, mate, see, to be honest, like you're sitting there doing like what you work, you have a job, that's fair enough. But like, what else are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
and the same cunts that tell you, you know, who do you think you are? Or the same cunts that are like, you know, for the last 20 years they've just been going to their fucking scaffolding job,
quite literally
coming home, beating the wife,
yeah,
waking up, going back to
quite
scaffold,
literally, yeah.
you know, drink 8 tins of Carling before
Yeah.
bed and fucking a few Stellas.
Fuck. Cut that out. As you're falling asleep.
But you're hanging like
Michael Jackson sleeping with a sore throat.
Head to the PT, like.
Oh, did you ever hear Michael Jackson's actual voice? There's a clip
Yeah.
of it, and he's like on stage, and he forgets to do his wee fucking, you know, his wee white girl voice. So he goes up and he's like, "So today we got, sorry, is this mic working?" And he's like, "Mate, you're black. You forget that he's black. He's got a fucking black voice, like, you know. Even if he does have like a higher pitched voice, he's still a black guy. Like, he still sounds like fucking, you know, didn't invite Tyrone to a tea party, like, you know." So.
That was the best Jay-Z impression ever. Can I get some music in this headphone?
Cheer.
Cheer. Make some noise for the motherfucking greatest. And you're like, oh, it's so good.
You ever seen his interview with like Nardwar?
Yeah.
And Nardwar goes, "So Jay-Z." No, he doesn't say that, obviously. He goes, "So, and you are," you know, he always asks them like, who are you? And he
Yeah.
gets them to say their name. He's like, you know, "I'm Trippy Red." He turns around and he's like, "And you are?" And he's like, "Shit, I'm just a guy that wasn't supposed to make it out of the hood." Like, and then Nardwar's like, "And what's your name?" And he goes, "Oh shit, I thought it was like a deeper question. I didn't know you were asking my actual name." Cheer.
I fucking love Nardwar. I love the one where it's like he you know, Waka Flocka,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Waka Flocka, we know you love salt and vinegar crisps." He's like, "Man, they're my favorite fucking crisps. How the fuck you know that?" So good.
Waka Flocka is a fucking head case as
Oh.
well. I love Waka Flocka. I rarely ever listen to him, but when he comes on,
Oh,
I'm
why?
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I could definitely become a drug dealer. Like,
Yeah.
I'd 100% do it. Like, you know, but
Like,
then,
I will destroy my community for trap music. Yeah.
just to make a good tune out of it.
Quite
Like,
literally, yeah.
swear to God. And then at the same time, like, you know, and then it skips to the next song, and it's like fucking Billie Eilish, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a depressed white girl. Like, I'm like fucking down the ways, bro, not across. But yeah, cancelled.
Speaking of musicians, not magicians, musicians. Mate, I have issues with the letter G. in it.
Magicians.
Did you see the whole stuff with Ricky Martin?
No, what was that?
You know the guy that sings La Vida Loca?
Yeah.
Mate,
It's a tune, to be fair.
now, I don't know. Like, it is like a proper news article and stuff. He's getting done for like incest with his nephew.
Dinner.
And his song actually fits really well. Now it's like,
Yummy.
Oh, side inside out.
living
Oh.
in my nephew. Do you know what I mean? It fits. It's like a jigsaw piece for pedophiles. That's
Lips are devil
Probably
red
didn't
and they're
fit in his
wrapped
nephew.
around my cock.
oh, it's fucked.
Oh, mate, fuck that. Fuck Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin.
Mate, no one can speak today. Like, fuck Sundays. So yeah, so what was the weirdest thing you actually found about getting into comedy whenever you first started?
It's one of them things where it's like you don't do it. See, if you do it half-arsed,
Yeah.
you're not gonna. Now, I'm not saying that I'm good or nothing, but like you're not gonna go anywhere. Like you're not gonna progress. It's like you do kind of get thrown into it,
Yeah.
and it
That's
is.
the only way to do it is the deep end. Like,
Yeah.
you can't start off like in a bitch way. You have to go straight into like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to do the best I've ever done in this next gig, and that's it. You know?
Yeah,
So it's
and-
never like you can half-ass it.
yeah, and it's like as well all the like see all the people like I remember the first time I done the PAV like because obviously Jordan and Luke run that.
Yeah.
And I seen Jordan and blah blah, and I was talking. He was like, "Oh, this is your first time on," and I was like, "Mate, I'm a big fan and all." Like I was
so
just like,
you have to play it off cool as well as
Yeah.
meeting, and like same thing whenever like first time I met William and all, and like William's very welcoming, you know.
Yeah.
He's a wee fucker. Like every time I speak to William, he's fucking roasts me about something like. But like with Jordan, first time I met Jordan was outside Lavery's. Remember whenever lockdown ended and Lavery's did their first show back, and they did it in the pool room, and it was like it was like the big room, you know, like where they would have the like, nightclub end of it and all the comedians on. Mark McCartney was on all that night, and Jordan was on obviously because Jordan's never not gigging.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
And he's a fucking enigma, like. That's racist. But he literally, like, he was on, it was Mark McCartney, and Mickey Bartlett was MCing, and then Gaddis was headlining, and it was like the fucking best feeling ever. Like 2 years, like a year and a half of like no comedy and all, and then coming back to like the fucking best gig we've went to, you know. And like outside afterwards, I seen Jordan like standing. He was like having to be smoking. All you know what he is. He sort of just minds his business and just looks around him, you know. And then I walked up to him and I was like, man, I'm actually like I'm a huge fan though. I'm a huge fan. And he was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I was like, can I get a photo? He was like, he turned around and he was all, I don't know. And then like the girl, whoever it was beside him, I think it might have been Bruna. We were talking during the pub the other week. It might have been her. I could be talking shite, or it could have been Claire. I don't know who it was, but she was like, get in a photo with him and all. And I still have the photo of all of us standing with Jordan. And Jordan looks so depressed in the photo. And I'm standing with my arm around him in a fucking Kurt Cobain t-shirt.
You can even put the photo up.
Yeah, I'll try and look for it anyway to see if I can't find it anyway, because it's probably somewhere fucking logged in the, you know, in the crevices of our
on
group
the hard drive, the forbidden fruits.
Yeah, if our group chat ever gets leaked, like we are fucking, it's going to be worse than them R. Kelly tapes, like, you know, them fucking sort of God. But yeah, no, I remember being like, oh yeah, I'm a big fan, and then we were talking about it in the Sunflower the other week. I was like, oh yeah, you have to play it off cool and all when you meet them. And Jordan was like, yeah, you didn't with me. And I was like, I know, but fucking like we're here now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We move, bro, we move.
Like even sometimes you'd be down in the pub and you see like Shane and Mickey, like I don't go over and try to speak. I'm just like, you know what I mean?
If I just happen to be like in the same, like if we're in a smoking area or something and they're there, I'll like make conversation with them. I was talking to Mickey a few weeks ago about like our Liverpool trip and how I spent like 800 quid in like 2 days. It's weird seeing Mickey off camera, because Mickey, or off stage, like when he doesn't have a mic in his hand, he's a normal guy, and he just talks to you like a normal wee Lurgan man, you know. He's like, fucking hell, hey, it's well handling, isn't it? And then the second he gets on the mic and he just turns into this fucking monster that just is bred for comedy, you know. Yeah. But that's what I'm kind of hoping to be. Like, just write that much material that no matter what is said here or what you're going to talk about, you have a joke for it. Yeah. You know, so it's hard to do that as well, like, because I don't know, and like that's what I was trying for the first time in the Sunflower. Whenever I went up and I was like, oh, well, I'll just go in with like barely any material. I'll just write down some bullet points of stuff that's kind of I've been thinking that's funny, and I'll just kind of roll it out of the tongue to see what happens. And it worked, but it was like, if I go to do that again, I could end up fucking it a wee bit.
But that's what it is as well. It's just like, they literally are just normal people, and it's like, it is their job. So it's, I know obviously that's not discrediting them, because they're fucking like, there's
some of them are like, again, like
not even some of them, like, see the what, like that, like I said it on, because I was doing a gig and I was on a lift, getting on a lift with someone, and there were guys a wee bit more experienced, and we were just kind of talking, and I just kind of said to them, I was like, I'm a Chihuahua, yous are fucking Neapolitan Mastiffs. If you don't know what that is, it's a dog from Harry Potter. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's like, you don't want to kind of overstep it, but also you don't. It's weird, but you just don't want to be weird to them or nothing, because they are normal people. You need to
sort of keep your cool as well as be like, you know, humble about things. Yeah, you know? So, and some comedians also do appreciate you coming up and saying them that you're a big fan and all as well. But you can't be like uncool about it, you know, because they'll be all fucking like. The first time I met Shane was in the pub. He shakes my hand and he goes, "What's your name, mate?" And I was like, Justin, mate, Justin. He goes, "How long you doing the night, Jason?" And I goes, "My name's Justin, Shane. I'm sorry, I have to correct you on that." And he was like, "Oh," and then he looked at like I think, I can't remember who was there. It might have been Heather or something. And he turns around and he goes, "I was just trying to be nice." And I was like, "No, I'm sorry. I'm not a dickhead. I'm sorry." And I was like, "Yeah, well, that's my fucking career ruined anyway." But yeah, he like, that's what I mean. Like, you have to sort of try and like, but you have to just be dead on with him as well. Yeah. But like, like the thing is, we've noticed as well, people coming up to you during gigs, or if you've been on stage or whatever, and saying the most wild shit to you, like they'll come up to you and be like, "Tell you this one, mate, you can use that for free," and all, you know.
Mate, it's just racism.
It like, always is. It's always a joke that starts with, "Right, 2 black men in a sleeping bag, what do you think?" And you're like,
quite literally. And it's like, I came out here for a fag, and I've been out here for 20 minutes, and you'll be like, but hold on, I tell you, it gets good in a minute. And it's like, mate, please.
I know they do these real long, drawn out fucking like Paddy Irishman jokes that ends with like a black person getting shot or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and it's like, why you couldn't even say it? Like that would be one of them jokes that you'd think that are so good that HR would want you to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
There's a mic on, but no, that like, and it's always like they'll always be like, "I'll give you that one for free, mate, for fuck's sake," and then you're like, "All right," and it's always some fucking well, like, you know, the top of his head's bald, you know, he's got like a patchy beard and like an Indian beard, you know, Apache, and but he's got like a patchy beard and a high-vis vest on. He still isn't out of his work clothes yet. He didn't even have the like fucking, you know, like the decency to just go, you know, I'll take the high-vis off.
Nah.
So he's still in like the fucking dickies, you know, the what are they called? Them
Work pants.
Yeah,
The
them like
pants.
work trousers. There's a name for those though. Fucking girls love them as well.
Mate,
Like
see,
teenage girls,
tra-
fucking
tradies.
grown women couldn't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
3D pants.
Yeah,
have you
just utility pockets everywhere on
yeah.
them.
Have you seen girls now? They're like, oh my god, see if I see a fella in workman's trousers, it doesn't even matter if he's stinking. I just
Exactly.
fuck him. It's like, what?
Go to jail, like. It's like some apprentice that just goes into work and takes fucking abuse from like, you know, the foreman and like all the fucking
Yeah.
like anyone hired on him, just sitting and fucking ruin his ego all day long.
Yeah.
And then he comes home and every wee girl fancies him, and you're like, no bomb, mate, that wee lad lifted bricks for fucking 8 hours.
Where can I apply?
You just buy the trousers. That's what I might do. I might just get a pair of dirty like fucking work trousers and just walk about. Hope for the best. Be like, I love just out of fucking just half a shite there and all, fuck's sake. But scaffolding.
I have a mate, and he's a really good friend of mine. Like, he's a barber and all. Shout out, that's us now in Lisburn. It's a barber's.
Is that what it is?
Oh,
I heard a lot one, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Job at Heritage. That's our barbers. just to throw that in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
Heritage Barbers lurking. Anyway.
And the guy, he's from Newry, but he's such a nice guy. And before he was a barber, he used to be a plaster, and he was like, I was running about in all steel toe tap boots and stuff, and like, I just wanted people to know that like I was class, so I used to just cut off the material of my shoes so the steel toe taps could be seen, so people knew that I was an experienced plaster.
It's like, mate, let's be honest here. You're not really that experienced if you're dropping shit in your toes over there, like, you know.
It's like that makes sense, but
You like, see how much fucking wear and tear's on this hard hat right
Yeah.
now? It's like, mate, you keep bumping your head.
Yeah.
That's why you fucking nutcase. But yeah, no.
you've had that hard hat since you were 7.
Is that not Bob the Builder in the back matter? But yeah, no, and it's the same, like, on the topic of like wee girls loving that fucking shit. Like, it's always some wee smecked out girl who has like 3 kids, and it's like there's another thing they love as well. They love
Drug dealers.
No, they love drug dealers. Yeah, if he drives the car, I swear to
I
God.
think everyone loves drug dealers.
No, we were talking last week about how drug dealers should get annual leave. There's like agency workers for drug dealers, but they love like drug dealers, and they love dupe. The fucking we girl, like we smecky like fucking smecked out girls, they love dupe and cool water. So if you're wearing cool water, you're in there with them. I love a fella that just smells like million, like, you know. It's like
You've got daddy issues, and it
Yeah.
smells like your dad that left you.
it's the
Doesn't
same.
it?
It's the same thing with wee girls who fucking dye their hair as well, and they're like, you can always tell a wee girl like has dad issues if they dye their hair, because you just know they don't get enough attention in life. Like, girls who don't dye their hair are always like, you know, they're just normal people. They maybe got a nice wee relationship with their dad. They went fishing one time with him, played football with him. You know, they're all tomboys apparently. But
I right now,
but they're all playing sports for some reason. But then you get the wee girl.
2022, Justin.
What?
It's 2022. Women can do whatever they want.
In this household, you'll dye your hair. But yeah, they'll always fucking dye their hair like some wild color, and then like they'll put a post up of like another color that they had dyed. Like, you know, they just died, but boyfriend died of an overdose. But so I dyed my hair. But he like they'll post like a photo of like them from like 3 months before with pink hair, and they're like, I think the pink should make a comeback. And you're like, bitch, listen, this isn't fucking Ninja Turtles. Like, you know, we're not you know. We're not in like fucking wrestling here where the Rock's gonna come back, like, you know.
Mate, see if my daughter grows up to be like that, she's getting Sinead O'Connor, like just a fucking like skin fade and like a shaved head. There'll be no more of that fucking dip down. It's not art attacking your fucking hair.
Mate, my daughter's going to Heritage Barbers and learn. Be like fucking. Do you want your beard lined up, love, or like fucking? That'd be the funny
That's the type of bitches. Oh,
type of bitches.
that's the type of women.
Said the toxic man. Anyway.
That's the type of ladies that go to fucking Oh fuck! I can't even speak. Cut that out.
No, we'll just
I
move on.
forgot it.
I know. But yeah, we were talking about what is just to move on from that. What do you think of wearing watches with formal attire?
mate. It's like you're not Ben 10. Like you're like Ben 10 at a school formal, or it's like goes back to the P2. Oh, I'm just at a conference here, and I'm going to have to reply to my fucking emails. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Don't, mate. Like I wear a gold Casio, pretty simple.
Oh, aye, that's
Like
that's a old reliable, like,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I remember in school, cunts were like, "You think you're a drug dealer?" And I'm like, "No, I like it."
I don't think I am, love.
Yeah, I'll give you the best spice. Sorry, heroin. No, I'm not a drug dealer. But no, it does my head in, because like obviously each their own and all, but it's like, mate, keep it sport. Don't wear it with a suit.
Exactly, I know.
Like you're not Tony Stark.
I know. To be fair, I did wear at my uncle's wedding the other week. I did realize that I didn't have a watch, so I wore an Apple Watch under it.
Oh, mate, I need to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had to wear the fucking but like I took my jewelry off like after the actual like wedding because I was like I couldn't even be bothered. Like I was walking about like no hat and all, by fucking no photos of me at that wedding. Like
The mystery, yeah.
yeah, exactly. We were talking about this. Like it's a thing throughout the comedians now as well. Like it's like no way. Like the whole thing with me is I never take my fucking hat off no matter what. Like even when I go to like change a hat, like if I buy a new hat and like someone's in the room, I've got this technique where it's like some Iron Man shit. Like I swear to God, where I go and it just the other hat falls behind me and the other one's on me. There's so many people coked out at that wedding as well. I was like looking around, man. I was like, bro. This is a fucking family event. Like there's kids walking about here and dudes are in the toilet.
Give me a bob.
And you're not even sharing. But yeah, it's mental. Like I don't even know why. Like I do this podcast. I'm having an existential crisis right now because I forgot where the fuck I was on that. Anyway, Ezra Miller. What do you think of him?
Do you know
Seamless.
Liam? Do you know who Ezra Miller is?
The
Mate.
fucking Flash.
The Flash. Like,
He loves flashing.
Fucking right, he is. He's getting on like the Flash. He's literally getting. He's doing like.
He's like I seen like a headline the other day. He's like shacked up in like a fucking barn or something with like a load of kids and like shotguns around. There was like a baby with like a bullet in its mouth or something. I was like, fucking, this is like something out of the Hills of Eyes for fuck's sake. Like, and it's fucking the Flash from DC in it, like, you know.
And they still technically haven't removed him from the
the
film.
movies, yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, they've recorded like the whole fucking new movie as well.
Like it's the same as like DC, right? Obviously, I prefer DC than Marvel because I'm alternative. And like Amber Heard, she wasn't chucked out of the second Aquaman until the whole guilty trial.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller is going goblin mode and just he's just like, fuck it, I am speed.
He's on demon time. Like.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. So I'm like watching all these like headlines of him, like, you know, he's like, see the video, someone's like taking a selfie with him. Ezra Miller here, and Ezra Miller's just talking to him like, yeah, sometimes whenever it's just easier whenever I knock people out first before they do this so they don't get nervous. And he turns around and he goes, yeah, and then he goes, do you want me to? And the guy goes, what? Like he's like all fucking shitting himself about it. And I was like, Ezra Miller's about 6'3" as well. Like, so
is he?
Yeah, I think he's quite tall. Yeah, like,
I just remember him as the guy out of the Perks of Being a Wallflower. Did you ever watch that film?
No.
Very underrated. It's like a coming of age film. It was very dark though. But he's like the guy, and he's like, you just be yourself and life will be good. And now he's just kidnapping kids.
All right, yeah. So you just be yourself.
You being yourself, and you.
Man's too quickly.
Yeah. Want to see some real speed, bitch? Ka-chow! Lightning McQueen did. Piston cup. Pissed in a cup.
But no, like he's a fucking absolute fucking space cadet now. Like I don't even know. And he was in them fucking Harry Potter movies. What one was it? The Fantastic Beast one. And he was like,
oh, they're good.
Yeah, and he was like this real like fucking edgy emo in it.
Of course he was. Sure, what else would he be?
Know,
Rob kids.
He still is an edgy emo. I think he'd be good cracked off a pint with.
No, he wasn't.
Until you're like in the boot of a car with your fucking hands tied up.
The funniest thing, I think, is whenever he's getting arrested and they're calling him sir, and he's like, that's not my pronouns, and he's saying his personal pronouns, like, fair fuck's day, but don't, like, you're getting arrested, mate, and you're trying to cancel a cop. Like, you are fucking crazy.
You're the furthest person from giving fucking pronouns.
Yeah.
Swear to God. My fucking pronouns are cheeky/boot, like. Yeah. Nah, he's a fucking nutcase, so he is.
Yeah, he's Hollywood.
Exactly.
As my dad calls it, the conspiracy theorist, Holly Weird.
Yeah. I have a... I'm like a wee conspiracy theorist sometimes. Sometimes I've got a wee tinfoil snapback on, like.
Tinfoil balaclava if you're really in for the cause, like.
Tinfoil balaclava, that's the name of this episode.
Kneecapping, that's conspiracy theorists in the RA, but they don't want to, like, they're kneecapping people near 5G towers. So they wear tinfoil balaclavas.
They're only kneecapping vaccinated people.
Yeah. At least drug dealers don't fucking get that shit into them.
Sorry, mate. We can inject heroin, but not fucking.
Yeah.
You get that fucking Pfizer and you're fucked. But I have a few conspiracy theories. My biggest one at the minute is that Andy Tate is an industry plant. I don't believe that Andy Tate is or maybe he's just being used as an industry plant. I don't believe that he's being put into the media at the minute to be just funny. I think he's been put into me a wee bit of a distraction, maybe, but we're down the rabbit hole with that one.
Yeah. Do you mean Andy Tate as in the United fan, or Andrew Tate?
I was talking about that before.
Andrew Tate.
Oh, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, Andrew Tate. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think he's cool.
What I meet for that's fucking Liverpool anyway. So
He's there, you know that. Yeah. What do you know? I for a long time I didn't believe pigeons were real.
do you think we're robots? Yeah.
Government spies. Yeah.
We're like charged on the telephone wires and all. Yeah.
Well, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Listen. Some real shit right there. That's why he's the GOAT.
Say the boys. Yeah. But like, and I said it enough times to my mate. They were like, "He's not wrong.
It's not ridiculous. Like it's not fucking.
It's not
an
ridiculous.
evil world we live
it's not
in."
ridiculous.
That's fucking got me hanging on. Fucking.
And I do think that
the world is flat.
Jesus, I'm gonna get people are gonna be like, that fella's fucking wired the moon.
Yeah, sort of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I user spastic podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Fucking hospitals are actually money laundering places. I think they faked the moon landing.
Faked it.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence.
That's a big
about
one. I also think that.
Yeah, because it was like essentially whoever got to the moon first. But I'm probably talking shit here, but who cares? Whoever got to the moon first between Russia or America was essentially going to win the Cold War.
Yeah. Fuck them both. Fucking Americans are wired up, and
Yeah.
the fucking Russians are just at it again. Like, aren't they? There's always something with them. Like they're never just chill. They're never just like fucking chill like that. They're always at something. That's me being fucking assassinated, bro. Assassinated.
Good knowing you.
I was on a night out the other night, and some
Shocker.
No, not even, mate. I'm a changed man.
Yeah.
Some Russian, the way in a night out, there'll just be them fucking fellas or like people that just kind of, they're like, we're friends for the night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some people just cling to you. And
yeah, and it's like this big Russian fella, but he was from Belfast, and he had a woman.
That's us nice. So it is.
Yeah. he was called Nikita. Didn't look like one. He was about 6'4", had shoulders on shoulders.
He had tits.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, my brother got deported today." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, what happened?" He's like, "Oh, he's a drug dealer, but we're Russian, so he's come back." I think he said drug dealer.
He's
Basically,
from a white country, so he can come back quite easy.
And he was like, "Oh, I need to go back and do my military service, but I don't really want to." And I'm like, I'm just trying to maul a fucking salted chili chicken here, man. Like,
leave my fucking. Can I eat my chicken like in peace here, bro? Know what I mean? Well, no, like all I can think now is like Russian, like the Russian accent with like Northern Irish things. Fucking.
Any Vita, you bastard! If the crossroad empty, give her fucking plenty.
That is a white landling.
If
she is not blue, she will not do.
If she is not Jap, she is scrap.
She's not Jap the fucking barber anyway. But shout out Heritage. It's the third time now.
Liam,
Free
he must have
haircuts.
the fastest haircut in the world. Look, he has the GTA haircut.
You think that?
Sits down.
Our barber makes a fucking a day of it. Like,
I love
fucking
that.
unreal as well. So it's good crack. He cuts John Sue's hair. You know John Sue?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was born in Belfast.
Yeah, I'll actually get the Instagram photo up here. But he basically he. Hold on, fucking someone. I just got a text message there, so I need a fucking reply to this as well. Just talk amongst yourselves, or
You have 24 hours to leave Lurgan. Stop
Russian
your
mafia.
Yeah, not even. We've spoken about the pigeons and the what else have we spoken about?
Moon.
The moon landing. Do you know? So I was getting tattooed last week, and my tattoo artist was a wee bit like he was throwing me his, and he was like, "Do you ever see the way like Chinese tourists take photos of everything?" And he was like, I think that's them just gaining intelligence, and whenever they take over the world, they're going to be set. And I'm like, mate, what's going on here? Like that's
Oh, is that about like TikTok and all, or like?
no.
Because
Like,
I heard that no way TikTok's like a Chinese like company.
yeah.
That they're like they use all the algorithms and stuff as like data analysis, and I was like, oh, so fucking we Victoria from fucking the Falls Road doing, you know, she's like the fucking, you know, she's what the Chinese are looking for.
Yeah.
No ball kid.
No, but he was meaning as in like, see if you know the way like they take pictures of puddles and doors and shit. He was like, that's them just taking pictures of everything in the world that isn't China, and they're just gonna invade us. And I was like, mate, you're
Puddles
wired.
and doors and shit.
Yeah, fair fucks do you like? But
I nearly got really racist. I nearly did the accent there, but I was like, oh, fucking telephone pole, fucking 5G tower. But yeah, that's our barber there cutting John Sue's hair.
I didn't know he was chill like that.
He
With his
didn't,
hair.
He's fucking wild, like, isn't he? He's madman, like.
Yeah.
Shut it, job, bro. Anyway,
Cool dude, like.
yeah, but no, as a yeah, that is a wild theory, you know. Is there any like theories that you've got that are like fucking really out there, bar like the, you know, the obvious ones? No.
I believe Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. For
You
saying
believe
this.
Jesus Christ? His biggest theory is he's religious.
Man of God.
Yeah. I think the Queen died during COVID.
Oh yeah, no, I think she's
The royal family are all lizards.
see her now, all fucking like she's all skipper and all. She hasn't been able to fucking walk in about 15 years.
Yeah.
And they've got her now running about driving fucking SUVs and all. Fuck off out of my face. Like, what was this fucking GTA character? Like, your fucking
Fast
custom.
and Furious 11's wildly.
It's fucking dinosaurs and all in it.
Do you know the way you went to Catholic school as well?
Yeah.
The whole thing of
Don't remember.
Yeah. First to fifth year was like, I wish the Queen would hurry up and die so we get a day off. And it's like,
Made her Jubilee, we got fucking 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, get her on all fucking 10, mate. You know what I mean? Get her 90.
wild, like.
Yeah, no, it's just, I was saying this before about how, like, do you think if you, like, had a full sprint at the Queen, like a pure Ezra Miller, Mac Miller flash, Ezra Miller flash moment where you just run clean through her, like, from fucking A-Train from the boys? Do you think she's made out of like moth dust and sand? She's just got like cogs and sand inside her. So like you get through and you're just like.
Man, I reckon if you give her like, if she was to go on the hot ones, and she was get on their second hot wing, she'd just die.
Your
on the
tongue's
spot,
made out of leather as well.
Yeah.
So like fucking.
Head just slams on the table. It's like,
How dare no? This is it. Andrew, get away!
Sean Evans is like, so the Queen, do you think that we are really like, and you know, like he gets really into his
Yeah.
questions. She's like fucking like mouth foaming up and all at the table, and he's like, we do this segment where we go explain that gram. The Queen in the SUV photo, she's like fucking.
Andrew's just got his cock out, just waving it about, being like, "Fuck, I thought we were at home."
Jesus Christ.
It's like, do you reckon because he is like a nonce now, like she has to like, do you know the way like a toddler's like on fucking, I don't know, like have you ever seen a toddler and they kind of have like straps, like
oh, like a
yeah, the lead sort of thing.
Oh,
Like, do you reckon
yeah,
the Queen
yeah.
has him round, just like, go
yeah.
on, you get there,
Tell you one thing, fucking Prince Andrew wouldn't be sweating on hot ones, so he wouldn't have caught. Fuck him, but
because he's a lizard.
exactly. Lizards don't have sweat glands. I made that up.
So
That's
we got
probably
the
not even
British fucking. Oh fuck! I'm going retarded.
Going
The
retarded
British
mode. Like.
government and the Russian government coming after us. Like.
Oh yeah.
Jet
fuck
fuel
'em.
doesn't melt steel beams.
Oh yeah, that's another big one as well. That's the Americans now. So
Yeah,
fucking Bush is straight on us, like fucking pubic
but he
yeah.
would have just denied it. He's like, I did not kill them 5 fellas from Lurgan and Lisburn. I did not have sexual relations with them.
I was never in the provisional IRA. We were talking about this earlier about how like Jerry Adams his office used to be up in North Street in Lurgan, and I remember like I don't know where it is now, like 'cause fucking please don't kneecap me, but he like I remember like driving past it all the time and just looking in and being like, that's hectic, like that's Jerry, that's Jess, big Jazz, like that's a man with a cookbook and all. Fuck's
Your
sake.
phone's blowing up after this. Like, just shouting out everyone.
You know,
So
like
was your car?
you know the FBI text messages like delete this now. Jazza. But yeah, no, it's absolutely wild. Like he fucking like Jazza, like
Mate, we'll
like
have to
fuck
start doing
Catholic Santa.
We'll start after doing fucking open mics in like Cuba.
Mate, that's listen.
Any students in?
Any students? You want cocaine?
Cocaine?
Well, I was gonna say something funny there, and I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
That old chestnut.
Uh,
Yeah, fella tells the jokes.
That's literally it. Like,
But do you know what
after-
my pet peeve is, mate? Oh, you're a comedian. Make me laugh.
I know.
No.
Tell
Like
us a
your
joke.
fucking sex life, you fucking
Your
bored.
fucking credit score.
You're built like a fucking breakfast bot, mate. Don't even fucking talk to me. You're built like a bus ticket. Fucking, I've wrote rollies thicker than you. You can't, you know, fucking I don't even know. It's always like some fucking smacked out wee lad that's wearing a hat like fucking, you know, like up forward like that, and he's wearing like, know what I hate about the new smicks though? Whatever happened to like doing the double on the dole smicks? Why are all the smicks now like in like North Face tracksuits with like skinny bottoms and chunky shoes? Whatever happened to the big sweat tracksuits? You know, the big fucking baggy ones, the old like fucking M&M 8 Mile ones.
Oh, why?
You know, you still get a few of them running about here. You know, like this is like the kind of street they're still in, but they're like enclosed in like a fucking like Jurassic Park. You know, they don't let them out of the council estates. You know,
They're the Chavs 2.0, like.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the new chavs are like completely like they're for one, their parents buy them everything. The old chavs used to just wait till Christmas, get a tracksuit and wear it all year round till next year, and they got their tracksuit, their chain, and their bottle of jupe, you know. So they lived off that for a fucking year. The fucking Nike Air Max had the holes in the toe and all, and like, you know. But
That fella was never out of mask. Totally, that was terrible. Have you noticed though that the smicks that have graduated from drug dealing to now selling XL bullies, like they're dog breeders now?
yes,
Dog breeders,
that's
yes.
that's fucking mad. I don't fucking mind like the whole like you know, selling dogs stuff and all. I do a whole bit about it, obviously, but like it's the because a lot of the time the people who do all that do treat the dogs like fucking gold, like you know. So you get a lot of them ones who are like, obviously there's the odd one ruin the whole reputation for it, where people are like fucking, you know, someone's like beating the fuck out of them and keeping them in cages the size of that fucking table and all, and, you know, like. There's shit like
It's
that,
a
but
fucking Rottweiler.
yeah, I know, it's a fucking, it's that thing from Avatar, you know, the fucking what's Aang's. Fucking
I haven't seen Avatar, you know.
Have you not? Even the
What?
like the TV show from years ago. I'm talking about like the wee Airbender one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the big blue motherfuckers.
Mate, that's what fucking Quinn is when he smokes his vape, an Airbender, like.
The blue Raz, like.
Earth, wind, fire, vape. But yeah, no, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, like a lot of them get like a bad rep because, like some people do mistreat the dogs a lot, and it's obviously fucking, you know, those people deserve to be dangled from their balls from a tree, like. But then you do, but the ones who do sort of like sort the dogs out, like you do notice that their whole lives are about the dog. You know, their whole fucking personality is now based off the fact that this dog has a good life. You know, so.
Yeah, mate, I used to. How do I say this without incriminating myself? I used to buy flowers off a fella,
Right.
and like
Romantic.
yeah, he's my florist, and he like I used to go to his gaff, and didn't look after the gaff, but like he had 4 dogs, and like it'd be like fucking ignore him, and he's like say they're called like he's like Justin, fuck's sake, eat a bit of ham there, like proper looking after the dogs. It's like, mate, I love it, but like, what about you?
Mate's Dan over there in the corner, man's malnourished like hell. Like.
Quite literally. It's like, I just need the pedigree chum for the child.
He can't even fucking lift his head up. He's anyway, bro. Any dentist sticks, bro?
Do you know anybody that can get my cat? It's for the dog, not for me anyway, sure, but.
Yeah, remember there was a story from a girl in Lurgan, I'm not saying any names. She basically was getting done for like mistreating her dogs, like not feeding them, locking them in like a cupboard and all, like her and the boyfriend or whatever. I hope she's fucking listening to this, because fuck you. And they got done for it. They're not allowed to own pets for 2 years. You shouldn't be allowed to fucking own a pet the rest of your life. Like that's not like it's not like after 2 years I'll treat them better.
Yeah,
she's just gonna do the fucking same shit again. But we were out one night, and we were out in our local, and she came up to us, and I was like, I didn't recognize it was her, and she was like talking to us and all, and obviously we were all like single horned out guys at the time, so we were like, what's happening, daughter? You know, like, and she like came over, and we were like, I turned around to Liam or something. I remember whispering in his ear, I was like, I used to play with a dog. I was like, do you remember she like fought and beat the dogs and all? And after that we were like, oh, this is fucking weird. She texts me the next day. She was going about trying to get with everyone that night as well. She texts me the next day being like, here, you were out last night, weren't you? And I was like, yeah, you were talking to me for like 40 minutes. You wouldn't leave me alone, you fucking Trump. And as an all-Lurgan thing, where you Trump, you don't pronounce the R in it. You just put an extra T, Trump. But you put a W somewhere in there. But she was like, you were out last night. Please tell my boyfriend that I didn't get with another guy. And I was like, I didn't see nothing, bro. I ain't no snitch. For one, I ain't no snitch. For two, you did pull another guy, so fuck you. I was like, I'm gonna try and find the screenshot. I'll put it up. No, I won't actually.
Make sure you don't blur out her name or
I know.
her
No.
Facebook photo.
Fuck her. She's already all over Facebook. But yeah.
So was your
Prom.
man.
So much shit like that. Remember the wee fucking lads who put the fucking dog in the microwave here, hit it with a hammer and put it in the
Oh,
microwave?
mate, I remember hearing about that, and you're like,
fucking scumbags. Like,
it's so fucked up. Like, I love dogs. Like, I fucking.
know.
Do you know what I just want? Pomeranians.
Pomeranians, just want loads of them.
Bro, I love
Just
Pomeranians.
endless amounts of them.
Yeah.
Just don't even give them names, give them numbers and everything. Like,
Yeah. Like, I want to be like.
7.
Yeah. Like, I want to be like Jeffree Star with like Pomeranians, but not name them Dominatrix and fucking weird shit.
I want to be like Jeffree Star, but just wear leather every day.
Yeah.
But get a wee sled and like have them pull you everywhere.
Yeah. Wee!
How cute would that? In Craigavon, it's a fucking shopping trolley. that's what Craigavon is like notorious for. See, the whole way around this fucking like town, or this city, quote unquote, that's what we are. It's just flat out trolleys everywhere because there's a shopping centre over there, and the amount of trolleys that just get stole. People use them for like barbecues and all. You know, they put the fire underneath it, put the wee grill on top. That's a good idea, like.
Flip it on its side, like.
You know, but
Do you have like hundreds of bubbles from Trailer Park Boys just stealing all the trolleys?
I made fucking.
It's all Maz.
Literally,
It's Maz walking their shopping back to their house.
literally,
and then just ditching the trolley.
they're like, I'm just walking it to the car here. They haven't got a license. They're just walking the entire way to fucking
The
Lakeview.
trolley is the car.
I know, and there's like a few bridges you have to cross to get here.
me.
Also, there's like a few bridges you have to cross to get from the shopping centre to like this street, and the whole way, like, because every one of them there's like grass on each side
Yeah.
of them. It's just fucking, or like there's a wee river that goes under them or whatever. It's the fucking river is just full to the neck of trolleys. Just fucking.
Strong Maz, like strong Maz.
Like
Chucking
whoever the
trolleys
fuck's
over
winging trolleys over bridges is hectic. Like, I swear to God, and it's wild because it's the old Tesco ones from like fucking 2004.
Jesus.
So you're like, you know, like that's you get money for that down there.
trolley
Like,
pandemic.
I say we just go down with like, you know, them like magnet fishing things,
Yeah.
and we just pull a load of trolleys up, bring them back, get the pound coins out of them. You know,
The Tony Blair fucking trolleys.
I swear to God, like,
Did you know what it is? They don't want to spend the money on a taxi,
yeah, that's
so they
true.
would rather pay the pound and then just fuck the trolley away.
I know.
Could you imagine like Millie Olympics?
Yeah.
And it's like an owl doll.
Is that part of that's the blind UFC?
Yes,
Isn't it?
yeah. That we should just make a fight promotion of just like people, yeah,
Millie Olympics, who can smoke a fag the fastest?
like, who can run a
hold-
fag,
Yeah.
but whilst also like screaming at their like the father of their 4 kids' face the fastest.
Next we have the
Sean
trolley.
Paul.
yeah.
Well, so, who can rip a Buckfast label off without
Yeah.
ripping it?
It's like, Monique, get in here, get me my baggie here. I need to run a fag.
Is that Amberleaf? I want it Mayfair, you cunt. But yeah.
Do they the wee fags that do the wee? I like doing the pops and stuff and all. Makes me feel like I'm not a smoker.
That's not even a clipper lighter. I don't even want it.
Sure, I smoked the whole time. I was pregnant with all 4 of them. Look at them, they're all right. Like,
My mad comedian. But yeah, my mad loves fucking saying that in front of people as well. She goes, whenever she's like having a drink or when there's like a pregnant person around that's like, oh, I'll not have a drink. My mad goes, I drank with both of them. Like fucking, I'm like, oh, thanks. To be fair, some fucking cunts are built like the fucking mad drank pool water as a kid, like, so, you know, I don't even know, like,
know.
the old trolley stealers, that's what they are. But yeah, anyway, I think,
trolley Maz, like.
yeah, I think we shall wrap it up at that because we're hitting quite a fucking bit of time here and I need to put this all together. And yeah, so see if I get this sorted. But I think we should leave it off at that. Thank you very much for coming on, Adam.
thanks a
coming
million
the
for
whole way
having me
down
on
this.
that.
You're a
Appreciate
very good comedian, and there was a very good guest on this episode.
you so
Even
much.
the first episode that we've had a guest as well. So yeah, that's a white privilege there for you. But yeah, no.
Thank
so
you, brother.
yeah, thanks for coming and fucking tinfoil balaclavas.
Yup.